and jumped up, wanted to make a good and big impact on that. He went on to join the serve and graduated from the FBI National Academy, where he met my first cousin. Yes, and let me just tell y'all, Jeff has been an integral part in a lot of the major and positive things for not only Baton Rouge Police Department, but the city of Baton Rouge. And I'm gonna have to give him this before I go on too long. I'm gonna have to give him full credit for that tremendous raise that got all the retirees ready to go back to the Baton Rouge Police Department right now. And I say, man, they didn't know, but we had a ram in the bush on that raise because we had a former, not only a former police officer, but a former chief of police negotiating on that raise. And we were just sitting there talking about it. And he said, can you imagine? I said, can I imagine? I said, the next day I told my staff I'm going back to Baton Rouge. But y'all, without further ado, y'all, let me tell you guys, a guy that took time out to mentor me during my career, the guy that my heart is full of joy to just introduce y'all, Chief Jeff LeDuc.
If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can help somebody with a word or a song, if I can show somebody he is traveling wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. If I can lead somebody to the Lamb once slain, if I can tell somebody that he rose again, that he can cleanse the guilty, he can wash the stain, then my living shall not be in vain. In my living shall not be in vain. If I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living somebody as I pass along in my living, in my living, in my living shall not be in vain.
I think that deserves another round of applause. Mr. Mayor, Chief, distinguished guests, listen, I am truly honored to be here again this year. But let me tell you something. A long time ago when I was a little boy, I was getting ready to go to my first girlfriend's house. First time. I ended up marrying that girl. I should have stayed away. But anyway, I was 15 years old and I said, "Ma, what should I do?" She said, "Let me just give you some advice. Wherever you go, whatever you do in life, if you go there and act like you have good sense, they might invite you back." So I was here last year in the same role, and I'm back this year, so I guess I act like I had good sense last year. So my mother will be very proud. To the mothers in the room, happy belated Mother's Day. I hope you all had a blessed day. And, you know, look, the chief and I were just sitting here talking about this. Neither of us have our moms anymore. But to you all, I wish you were honored and just had a blessed day on yesterday. But again, I'm truly happy to be here. Let me tell you why. This is a special night. When we get to honor those folks who have done good things in our community, no matter if they're part of service or not, that's what our communities need. That's what we're missing. When I was here last year, I talked to you about being a chicken farmer. How many of y'all were here last year and remember me telling y'all about that chicken farmer? Yeah. Some of you weren't, so let me just tell you what I was talking about. Anybody ever thought about growing up to be a chicken farmer? You ever thought about being a chicken? Why? Just not something that's appealing to you, huh? We have no idea where our lives are going to take us because we're not in control. A young man asked me today at Astruma High School, he said, "Chief, how did you get that car?" And I said, "That's the wrong question, baby. You asking the wrong question. It's not about how I got that car. It's what I've done to be able to get that car. That's what you need to be asking because it's the journey. It's not the end." The reason I ask about chicken farmers, it's a lesson on paradigms. It's how you change things in a community. When I was a young officer, I met a little boy stealing on a Sunday morning. He was stealing from people. Well, I was told we were looking for a man. Our sergeant told us to go out and we have to find this man who was stealing from people. I went to Choctaw and Plank and just sitting there and didn't see anything. I went down the road to Chippewa and Plank, and I was sitting behind, if you remember, the old Tony's Donut Shop. Y'all remember Tony? Look, Plank Road didn't look like it did today. It was thriving. And I'm sitting there, and the little boy dressed in a suit, holding a box of Tony's Donuts like he's waiting on someone to bring him to church early on a Sunday morning. He's standing there when the car stopped. He went up to the window, and he reached in, and he stole the woman's jewelry, and he took off running. And I said, "That's him. That's who we looking for." I started my motorcycle and I got up next to him and I said, "Stop. He's running. He's on foot and I'm on a motorcycle. Who's going to win that race?" I had him. I said, "Baby, you have to stop. You under arrest." He said, "Just leave me alone." That's how young he was. He thought it was all right just by asking to be left alone. And I said, "No, you can't. You got to come with me." So I got some other people. We got this child stopped and we got him arrested. I said, "Why are you stealing from people?" He said, "Man, leave me alone." He mad at me. I said, "It's your fault." I said, "Where do you live?" "I'm not telling you nothing." I said, "You got to tell me where you live, baby. I got to take you to your mom. You're a juvenile." He said, "I'm not telling you nothing." I said, "Well, I'm going to put you in jail as John Doe." He said, what does that mean? I said, you don't have a name. You'll never get out. So he hurried up and told me his name. We're in North Baton Rouge at Chippewa and Plank. He lives down in South Baton Rouge in the Bottoms, across town. We take him to his mama's house and knock on the door early on that Sunday morning with a very distinct police knock. And she comes to the door and she says, take him with you. That's her first words. She said, take him with you. I said, why you want me to take this baby with me? He's your responsibility. She said, I can't do nothing with him. You take him. I said, listen, your responsibility, punish him. She said, he's punished now. He can't leave the yard, but somehow he got out of this house and you got him. I said, spank him. She said, he's too big. He take the belt from me. I said, get his daddy to spank him. She said, if you find him, take him with you too. She threw up her hands. She was done, y'all. She didn't know what else to say. But we went to the judge because this mother did something every mama in this room can do. Because when my mother died in 2014, as we were cleaning out her house, we found this that our mother had kept for the 5 of her children. This mother turned and ran in the house, and she came back out and she sat on the porch and she cried. She cried like I've never seen a human being cry before. She cried till tears were collecting under her chin, and not 2 drops falling, 1 drop was falling out. She was heartbroken because when she opened that box, inside of that box was everything that child could be. Straight A report cards. I call it a mama box. Blue ribbons from science fairs. Perfect attendance. But he was making a choice. He was making a choice about what he wanted to be. He didn't want to be a good kid. He didn't want to be known as being a good student. He wanted to be somebody that people feared. So this mother said, I don't know what else to do. Can y'all help? And that voice, I can still see her today. I can still hear her voice. She was at her wit's end. She's throwing her hands up. So we talked to the judge, and the judge said, here's what we're going to do. She said, ma'am, for you, we're going to give this boy one more chance. Son, you got to go back to school. If you come back in front of me, I'm putting you in juvenile detention for juvenile life. He said, what that means? He said, you'll get out when you're 21. I said, thank you, Your Honor. And this old judge let me walk out the courtroom. He let me get all the way to the door. And he said, officer, I said, yes, sir. He said, can you approach the bench? I said, yes, sir. I went back up and he looked over the bench and he said, you make sure he go. I said, oh, no. I said, Your Honor, you don't understand. That boy bad. We ain't going to get along. I'm going to tell him to go to school. He going to be mad at me. I'm going to hurt him. It's just going to happen. You're going to put me in jail. He said, you caught him, you clean him. I'll never forget that. So my job was to make him go to school. I would go to school and stand up next to him and just stare at him. He didn't like me. I didn't like him. I see him walking in the neighborhood. I ride my motorcycle up next to him and I just stare at him. He didn't like me. I didn't like him. Some time passed. Years passed. And he gave me a call. He said, Mr. Jeff. I said, what? He said, what are you doing Wednesday night at 7 o'clock? I said, I don't know why. He said, I'm graduating from high school. You coming? I said, absolutely. 3 years and 1 summer session. Not 4 years. 3 years and 1 summer session. He calls me. He said, Mr. Jeff. I said, what? He said, what are you doing Friday at 12? I said, I don't know why. He said, I'm graduating from college, cum laude. He said, you going to be there? I said, absolutely. He comes to my house and he says, I'm moving. I said, great, you got a job. He said, no. I said, boy, you got a college degree. Go get you a job. He said, I got something better. I said, what's better? He said, I'm going to Ohio and get my master's degree. I said, outstanding. 2 years later, he called me, Mr. Jeff. I said, what? He said, what are you doing Saturday? I said, boy, I'm not coming to Ohio. I don't have enough money for that. We hadn't gotten that raise that the chief was talking about yet. We were broke, huh, chief? I said, I can't make it. It's Christmas. He graduated in December with his master's. He comes to my house, and at my house on Christmas Eve, we have a tradition. We go to midnight mass, we come home, eat gumbo, and open presents. He's sitting on my couch eating my gumbo, and he says, guess what? I said, what? He said, I'm moving to Georgia. I said, great, you got a job. He said, no, I got something better. I took my gumbo and threw him out. I said, something wrong with you, man. You have a master's degree, get a job, help your mother. He said, I got something better. I said, what's better? He said, this company is going to give me an endowment. I said, what is that? I never heard of the word. He said, I'm going to continue my education while they pay me to do research for their company. I said, great. He got a job. Today, that child makes over $1 million a year. He's the richest person I know. You know what he does for a living? He's a chicken farmer. How many of y'all want to be a chicken farmer now? When I said chicken farmer, what did you see? You saw an old man in a chicken coop with a bucket under his arm, with chicken around his feet saying, here, chicken, chicken. When I say our cities are filled with kids that are lost, what do you see?
Yeah, that's awesome.
You see our children.
Yeah.
You see our children that need help. That's the paradigm, y'all.
Yeah.
When I said chicken farmer, you saw what your brain told you to see. The young man I'm talking about has a PhD in poultry science.
Awesome.
You just ate his chicken.
Awesome.
Doctor before his name,
Wow.
PhD after his name. Now, when I was talking to you all last year and I told you about him, that's what he was doing. He has since, in this year's period, finished and got his JD,
Wow.
his Juris Doctorate. He's an attorney now that's representing companies in malpractice suits dealing with food. He's one of 3 people in the Northern Hemisphere that does what he does. Y'all, we can change the paradigm.
That's right.
When God holds you in his mighty hand, he knows what he wants you to be. He put the stuff in you to do what it is you need to do, and then he sets you free. And then you go out and you find that point in life where the light comes on. I did write that paper in 4th grade. Miss Melba Herson said, I want you to tell me what you want to be. In 1964, when I was in 4th grade, there wasn't motormen that looked like me. There wasn't a police chief that looked like me. But Miss Melba Herson didn't dissuade me. She didn't turn me away. She didn't laugh at me. She encouraged me. And she told me it's possible. That's why we're here tonight, because this room is filled with people who believe it's possible. People who want to see Baker become a better place. People who believe that East Baton Rouge Parish should be that place, that destination that people come to. People ask me all the time, Jeff, why you still work? Because I love Baton Rouge. I love Baton Rouge. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. All of it. Listen, Peter writes, he says, all of you who have received gifts, you should use it in the service of others. That's what Peter said in 4 and 10. The gifts that you have received, you should use them in service of somebody else.
That's right. That's right.
If you believe that, we can fix anything.
Amen. Amen.
I'll never give up. Listen, I was supposed to be in California. My family left me. They left just a little while ago. They just getting off the ground if everything is good in New Orleans. They going to Los Angeles to watch my little great niece graduate from USC. I'm going a little later in the week. So you'll see a name, Aishla Burgess, on the paper. I'm not good looking like Aishla. She's a pretty girl. She probably would have talked a little better than I do. She's got a law degree and all of that, smarter than me. But I can tell you this, no matter who else's name they would have put on there, no one would have enjoyed being here more than I believe in Baker. I believe in the people of Baker. And for all of you who will receive awards tonight, I believe in you. May God bless you. May God keep you. And let's keep doing this. Let's keep changing the paradigms. Agreed? God bless you.
Good evening. Did you enjoy that speech? Let's give him another round of applause. Chief LaDuff, you've been in this community for decades, and all that you do is about service. We appreciate you, your wisdom, your knowledge, your experience that you share daily. Keep on doing it. You give our city a different perspective, and we are truly proud of you. We love you from the city of Baker. Now, what I have here was for the good-looking lady that he talked about. It's the pothos plant, and we want you to take this and put it in your office. It will help to purify your room, your air.
Thank you so
because
much.
we want you to be around a long time.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so my task was to give special presentations. Well, I am charged to do some other things by Lady Doris Alexander. So on your tables, you see the plant that's in the purple wrapping. Recently, the Pilot Club had an event at the Renaissance Center, and it was Alzheimer's services. So you know that Alzheimer's services deals with brain functions, and this was one of the plants that they gave to us so that we could share them with you tonight in the form of a centerpiece. So this plant has a medicinal benefits. When I researched it, it said that this plant enhances cognition, it reduces stress, activity, and anxiety and depression. It supports hair growth. It's an anti-inflammatory properties plant. So I didn't have enough to give each of you one, but I would say go out and get one for yourself. This is the rosemary plant, and it has significance for the Alzheimer's services and brain health. So Ms. Doris wanted me to tell you what that plant was and why it's on your table. So I have done that. So I'm going to ask Ms. Kathy Tolliver at this time to come to the podium. She didn't know that she would be getting an honor tonight. But how many of you recognize this lady? Sadly, she became an icon in our community when her grandson, Devin Page Jr., was killed while sleeping in his bed. This is the lady, Miss Kathy Tolliver, that you've all seen on TV. We of course grieve with you, but we also are inspired by what she has done. She took that sad event and she got purpose out of it. She is now an advocate for anti-bullying. You may have seen her on 33. She actually gave away the yard signs, no bullying. She was out in the rain. It was raining a lot like it is today. She was out in the rain because she does not want to see our young people fail. As Chief LaDuff talked about, we all need to be advocates for somebody because you never know where that person will end up. with just a helping hand from you. So I want to say to you, Ms. Tolliver, that we appreciate your courage, and we will applaud you and be with you as you advocate for anti-bullying in our community. And on behalf of the Interclub Council, we present you with this plaque.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the Interclub Council is all about advocacy. What we do as club members, there are several clubs that make up the Interclub Council, and tonight the Rotary Club is actually being honored. The Pilot Club was honored last year. But we work together to try to make our community, Baker, that we love so dearly, a better place to live. So we're asking that all of you would join us in any kind of way that you can to advocate for this city, our community. Our mission can be summed up in the words of the song that Brother Clinton Pullen sang: if I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can help somebody with a word or song, if I can help somebody or tell somebody he is traveling wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. And as I say that, Chief Dunn, we want to thank you for what you do in our community, trying to keep us safe, because tonight our honoree, Ms. Shayna Claiborne, is an advocate also for anti-violence. And we know that you are a preacher in your own right. You go out and you try to help the boys and girls, the men and women of our community, so we appreciate you. And I'd like to leave you with this word: therefore, my brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain. And that, of course, comes from 1 Corinthians 15th chapter and the 58th verse. Amen? Amen.
Citizen of the Year award from the past. So if you'll indulge me, we think it's so important to read their names aloud, because these are the people who have served tirelessly in our community, and we'll let Shelley begin.
First one on our list is Mrs. Eric Day, Mr. E.B. Prescott, Mr. A.A. Morvant, Mr. Norris Brown, Mr. Paul Daniels, Mr. Martel LaFleur, Mr. George Ellis, Mr. Eldred Hayes, Mr. Medrick Stein, whose wife is here with us tonight, Mr. Hassan Abdul Hadi, Mrs. Virginia Matthews, Mrs. Mary Alice Ellis, Mrs. Sylvia Walters, Mrs. Emily Stein, who's here with us tonight. Thank you, Miss Emily. Ms. Billy Ann Riddle, Mr. Claude Swindler, Mrs. Jean Porchot, Mr. Glenn Gebhardt, Mrs. Marguerite Jenkins, Mrs. Betty Brown, Mr. John Butler, Mrs. Frances Kennedy, Mrs. George Heine, Mrs. Lucille White, Mr. Randy Burris, Mr. Steve Stein, Mr. Edward McCary, Mrs. Dorothy Ori, Mrs. Ada Hatchett, Mrs. Rita Phillips, Mr. H.L. Milton, and Mrs. Montel Carson.
Thank you, Shelley. 1991, Ms. Norma Herring, Ms. Gladys T. Merce, Mr. Britton Cross, Mr. Harry Thero.
Terrio.
Terrio, thank you. Mr. Al Carson, Mr. Gus Nordstrom, Mr. Marion Verdi, Ms. Jean Byers, Ms. Mary Sue Stages, Ms. Janine Martinez, Dr. Gordon Perry, thank you. Mr. Elise A.E. Lee, Mr. Carl Stages, Ms. Carlton Simpson, Mrs. Doris Alexander. Ms. Doris, let them see you. Mrs. Juanita Ridu, Dr. Pat Roberson, Ms. Ginger Van, Mr. Ronald Stout, Mr. Henry, so I'm gonna let you have that one.
Sepulveda.
Mr. John Olin Brown, Mrs. Velta Cross, and Mr. Shelley Joseph. Mr. John Abel, Mrs. Rita King, Mr. Jesse Stout, Ms. Dolores Robinson, Mrs. Desiree Collins. Thank you. Karen Temple, Brenda Newman, Ricky Sinclair, Norma Casey, Leonard Benjamin, Louis N. Kelly Jr., Miranda Georgetown Riley. If there are any past recipients who are in the room today, please stand up. Thank you.
Take these glasses off, the shame. I can't see with them on, can't see with them off, Chief. You see what I'm saying? I tell you, give yourselves a big round of applause, you guys. Let me tell you why. Because a lot of you drove through that rain coming in out of Baton Rouge into Baker, so give yourselves a big round of applause, because God bless you to be here. Listen, let me take a moment. I just really got to take a moment, because this is special for me tonight. Chief LaDuff, you talk about how you sow into people's lives and how you meet people and you never know how things turn out. We met 2012. I'm talking about Miss Shanna Claiborne, 2012, 2011, when I was dropping her son off as the basketball coach. And as most of you who have coached, you know those cars be full of kids that you drop off all the time. And then I look out to the room and I see the policeman of the year, that young man that I taught in high school. I knew he was going to be special then, and he's here tonight as the policeman of the year. And then I look out and I see Bianca Black, which I taught in high school, who slept in my class and woke up and passed tests all the time. She's worked for the city of Baker for a long period of time. And I see a few other of my students just sitting here. You never know who's watching you. You never know who's listening to you. I remember my mama used to talk about that when she was an educator. She talked about the influence that you have, but it's not what you say, it's what you do that really matters and how you carry yourself. So tonight, I have the honor of celebrating. We had two City of Baker employees, which really, for what we're doing now with everything that's going on, these young people, they understand where we're going, they understand the vision, and they are just flat out just giving it 100% to move this city forward, not for themselves, but for all of us together, because we work as a team. So ladies and gentlemen, the first city employee that we're gonna celebrate tonight, and you can come on up, and he's still working. You see Mr. Desmond Johnson. Let's give him a big round of applause. Hey, now, so when I saw him, I was like, do I know him? Okay, because he's one of those kind of people, that's what he does is work. Never see him, never see a write-up, never see anything. That means that he just coming in flat out, going to work, doing what he has to do. And it's a good thing that I don't know you like that, okay? That's it. But listen, on behalf of the city of Baker and the staff and all your employees, we want to present this to you. You can tell you got your people with you tonight, so you can tell. I'm proud of you, young men, because young men like you, they don't get a chance often. So take advantage of that chance, and I appreciate you.
Yes, I appreciate you.
All right, all right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So we talked about our next recipient. And I don't know whether she told the story or not, but when I came in 2012, somewhere around there, she knew a lot, but boy, she still had that attitude from high school. And so we let her go. We let her go. So did. And she came back and she told me that she was ready. And when she said that she was ready, she meant she learned what she wanted. Now, she can, if we needed her, she could go upstairs and she could be HR for a little while, right? She's done that. She can run, she was running the cemetery. Y'all, yeah, we have a cemetery in Baker. For those of y'all who are not close to us, we have one. She's ran the cemetery. She's done just about everything at City Hall that you can possibly do. And now she is the director of utilities, which I'm so proud of her. She's running that thing. And she's doing that with 2 kids, living across the river, coming back and forth, always there, don't ever complain, but she understands the vision. And what's sweet about it, that I knew her when she was 14 years old, and I watched her grow up as a young lady, and now she's running this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, help me celebrate Ms. Bianca Black. Don't be crying. All right, presented to Bianca Black for your outstanding commitment and dedication and hard work all year long.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, you guys, so I am going to sit down. I'm going to pass this mic, but remember this. I just want you to know, don't ever judge a book by the cover. Because if that was the case, I would have never been here. And every time we turn our back on somebody who just got through talking about you, you'll never know if they're going to grow up and what they're going to be and who they're going to become. All right? Love y'all. Y'all have a great evening. You're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank y'all for the Interclub for allowing the fire department to do this every year. So I got a little AI generated speech that one of my district chiefs. Y'all know I'm not good at speaking. That's why they always put me between the mayor and Chief Dunn. So you got something before, and then you got me, which ain't real good, and then you got Chief Dunn to come up here and be another highlight. So I'm gonna read this. The Baker Fire Department is honoring Randy Crosby for Firefighter of the Year in recognition of his outstanding service, dedication, and commitment to the community. These are things that I've asked for AI to generate, and it's amazing how it does it, because it nails him to a T. Randy consistently demonstrates the highest standards of professionalism and courage in every aspect of his role, whether responding to emergency calls, assisting in fire prevention efforts, or supporting his fellow firefighters. He approaches each responsibility with determination and integrity. His ability to remain calm under pressure and make quick, effective decisions undoubtedly contributes to saving lives and protecting property. Beyond his technical skills, Randy is also known for his leadership and willingness to go above and beyond. He is always ready to lead and help, a helping hand, mentor new team members, and contribute to a positive and coercive work environment. His strong work ethics and selfless attitude makes him a respected and valued member of the department. So we're honoring Mr. Randy Crosby. Come on up, because I know you got a speech. I got to take my glasses off. You want to talk?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk.
So here's your plaque. You need my glasses?
No, I don't need my glasses.
I'll take a picture.
Okay.
You
Sweet. Thank you, Chief.
Hey,
Alrighty. Got it on my phone.
Leave the second daddy on the generator at AR.
Okay. First off, I want to thank my wife for putting up with that firefighter life. It's very hard, and her being that support system for me whenever I come home, it's very nice to have that, because, you know, we see things that not everybody always sees on a day-to-day basis, and just to have something nice to come home to. And my parents, of course, I want to thank them for teaching me everything I know. And it's very nice that I can continue the legacy of my father, because I know he received this award last year, so it was kind of nice to get it the following year and keep the Crosby name in the fire department and everything. All right, speech. I'm sorry. I'm truly honored to stand here tonight as a firefighter of the year. This recognition means a lot to me, but I want to clear this. This isn't just my reward, it belongs to every person I serve alongside. In this job, no one does anything alone. Every call we respond to, every fire we fight, every life we try to protect, it takes a team. I've had the privilege of working with some of the hardest working, most dedicated people I know. You push me to be better every day, and I share this with all of you. Being a firefighter isn't just putting out fires. It's about showing up when people are having the worst day of their lives and doing everything we can to make it better. It's important. It's about trust. Trust each other and trust from the community we serve. I also want to thank my family. This job asks a lot, not just from us, but from the people at home who support us. The long hours, the missed holidays, the late nights, they carry that too. I wouldn't be here without that support. To the leadership in my department, thank you for the guidance and the opportunity to grow. To the newer firefighters, stay hungry, stay humble, and never stop learning. I don't take this honor lightly. I'll continue to work hard, represent this department the right way, and be someone my crew can count on. Thank you again, and stay safe out there. Who's taking this? There you go, sir.
All right. Chief Pease, you didn't get me an AI speech? All right, I'm gonna start off just like the chief of the fire department. Yeah, we just can't thank you guys enough for including us. And that's for the Interclub Council and the Pilot Club. Thank you guys. This is a day that we look forward to because we actually get to recognize. Not saying that others don't do a great job, but there are some that go so far above and beyond. Not just above and beyond, but like I say, so far. And when I came in to Baker Police Department in 2016, thank you, assistant. When I came in 2016, my first honoree, y'all, is gonna be Mrs. Jamie Watson. That's her sitting there smiling in the gold. You wore the right color, cause she really, that's the gold medal, y'all, of the Baker Police Department. And when I say that, she's been here since I came in, shortly after I came in. And I've only got one complaint, and that complaint was during the transition when the lady just refused every day to train Jamie. And she came in my office and she said, she just told me she not for my you know what today. I say, she said what? That's, since 2016, that's the only complaint. This young lady, y'all, has interaction with more citizens as a representative of the Baker Police Department than anybody else. She takes the phone calls, all right? She does all of the extra duty promoting and all of the assignments. So she meets the public, she distributes all of these. Her actual title is the records clerk. But if you want to be successful, they tell everybody, if you want to be successful, surround yourself with great people. And when I say great people, this is one of the greatest right here. This lady, I call her my detective. I call her my investigator of the entire department. When I say she does it all, when I wake up from a disturbing phone call, the first thing my wife will tell you, I'm finna call a detective. She say, Jamie? I say, yeah, I'm calling the detective to get things straight. But I got her from Zachary. She got her experience in the Zachary Police Department. So she was well versed on the actual laws that govern what can be released to the public and what cannot. And if I tell her I want something released, she'll come in that office and she'll say, Chief, I know you told them people they could have it, but they can't have that, Chief. And guess what? I go by that smart person because she's much smarter than me. But not only does she hold everything together when it comes to the Baker Police Department, we all consider her, my family, we consider her family a part of our family. When I say she really cares about the city of Baker, the look of the Baker Police Department, every detail being in place and making sure, even if I got an interview, making sure, because my inspector probably be at work, she's my second inspector right there. But I don't think it's much that I can do without a person like Jamie Watson, Mrs. Jamie Watson, because that lady manages that police department, goes home, has 6 children, y'all. And see how she's smiling right now? As hard as she's working, I can call her at 10 o'clock at night. She's gonna log on to that laptop. She's gonna pull up that police report, and she's gonna say, Chief, it ain't no problem. I got it. Look, I've got it up already. Let me tell you what's going on with everything. I'll tell you what everybody's doing. That's why I call her my detective, because guess what? She can figure everything out, especially when Chief Carl Dunn can. She can. I can always rely on her, love her to death. Like I say, could not possibly do my job without her. From the Baker Police Department, Ms. Jamie, 2025 Outstanding Employee of the Year, Mrs. Jamie Watson. All right. You got it. Thank you again, Mrs. Jamie. Like I say, we can't do what we do without you, Jamie. Thank you. Now for the Police Officer of the Year. And I don't think it's enough that I can say about this young man. He was at the Baker Police Department when I became chief. And I still remember responding to more than one of his pursuits where he had to chase somebody down. And just like he's over there smiling, he coming down the street. He's sweating, he breathing hard, but he's smiling. That means I'm doing my job. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm glad to be here, and I'm always be doing it. You can't beat him for that, but Y'all, I'm talking about Sergeant Darius Eames, who not long ago left us to further serve his company and become an Air Force, a member of the United States Air Force, and came back after boot camp, went right back to work. But let me tell you guys this. I can call Darius Eames tonight at 3 o'clock and tell him I need something done. And guess what? By the time I hang that phone up, his boots are already on, he's already in that car. This man, from 2016, when everybody was trying to gut their house and rebuild, I called him on the spur of the moment. And I say, man, I got some little old ladies, they senior citizens, and I got numerous trailers that's been donated of sheetrock and flooring and insulation. He said, where you want me at, Chief? And that same smile you see him with, I was ready to sit down 3 hours ago. That boy was still humping sheetrock like it was nothing and smiling. When we say above and beyond, everybody should know by now, being a police officer is a lot more than just trying to write tickets and put people in jail. But from lockouts at the Walmart to little old ladies just need somebody to come and help them put something in the house. If I'm at home, if I'm in California, if I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, I got one person I can call that I know is gonna get done, and all they gonna say is, I got it, Chief. That's all he ever said, is I got it covered. Chief, you know I got it covered. Chief, don't even worry about it. He does all that, y'all, with a smile on his face, which means, guess what? I'm here, I'm happy to be here, and whatever you need, I'm here for it, Chief. This man works his butt off. He's a supervisor, he's made supervisor. He supervises people in the most professional way that can be done. But he will outwork everybody that's under him. He will outwork everybody that's over him, including this old man, the Chief. And he doesn't mind. He crashes every barbecue, every fish fry that I have at my house. He loves to eat now. And I don't know if that's why he do so much for me at 12 at night, but I tell you what, we love him. My wife and our second, third son, Darius Eames, Officer of the Year. Thank you, Darius.
He almost made that switch to Fireman back.
He's tried everything else, Keith. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. All right.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Darius. Oh, okay. All right, the commander in here, y'all, Ms. Doris Alexander. She wanted me to announce to everybody that we do have free gun locks. Gun locks I've been trying to give out for the last several years, but we have them at the table. Even if you have a gun lock and think about buying another gun or anything else, yeah, they are free. They come with the instructions. They are for rifles, shotguns, semi-automatics, revolvers, every type of weapon that you can have. They are free. Thank you, Ms. Alexander, for reminding me numerous times, which I did need now. You weren't just doing it, I needed reminding them many times. But yeah, we got free gun locks also at the table on your way out. Please, even if you don't even have a gun, grab your one just in case. But thank you, guys. It's all about being safe.
Good evening, and I would like to apologize in advance for my congestion. But good evening, I'm Miranda Georgetown Riley. As Baker's 2024 Citizen of the Year recipient, I was not only proud to be acknowledged for the work that I have done with the Magnolia Rose Foundation, but I was also humbled. My foundation was named after my daughter, Magnolia Rose, and the driving force behind my dedication as a mother to give back to my community. So presenting and acknowledging another mother is very special to me. I am honored to present the award for the 2025 Citizen of the Year for the City of Baker, Louisiana, to Ms. Shayna Claiborne. founder of the DeAndre Claiborne Stop the Violence Foundation. Following the tragic loss of her son, DeAndre Claiborne, to gun violence, Ms. Claiborne transformed her grief into purpose by founding a nonprofit organization dedicated to preventing youth violence and providing positive opportunities for our young people in our community. Her foundation focuses on outreach, mentorship, and prevention programs that help children and families navigate challenges while promoting safer neighborhoods. One of the organization's signature initiatives is a free youth summer camp that brings together children and teenagers for several days of structured activities including basketball, cheer, teamwork development, nutrition education, and life skill trainings. The program not only builds athletic ability, but also teaches leadership, decision-making, and the importance of avoiding drugs and violence, giving youth a constructive environment and positive role models. Beyond organized camps, Ms. Claiborne has become a visible and consistent community presence throughout Baker. Her work includes providing social, emotional learning opportunities for young people, helping them develop confidence, resilience, and healthy coping strategies, collaborating with the City of Baker and local Baker schools to ensure that children and families have access to supportive resources that promote mental wellness and safe community engagement, hosting and participating in community events where she creates safe and structured spaces for children through pop-up activity areas, allowing young people to engage while families participate in civic gatherings, including the City of Baker's Back to School Bash, the City of Baker Recreation Association's End of the Summer Slam. It's a lot of words. She has proven to be readily available to volunteer for any organization that may ask, creating children's pavilions and activity spaces with developmentally appropriate equipment so that children can safely play, move, and interact, reducing stress and anxiety for young attendees at large community events, rapid response and respite to families and children who may have been victims of violence. Her work demonstrates that very essence of civic leadership, turning personal tragedy into community transformation by investing her time, energy, heart into the next generation. She has helped provide hope, safety, and opportunities for countless young people in Baker. For her unwavering commitment to youth development, violence prevention, and community empowerment, Shayna Claiborne is truly deserving recipient of the City of Baker Citizen of the Year Award.
Good evening, good evening. Can y'all hear me? Okay. I just, it's a lot. I am honored and so grateful to be able to be a recipient of this award. I really want to just, first of all, thank God because I couldn't have done everything that I do without him. I also want to, I'm a little nervous, y'all. I'm not a public speaker, I'm just a doer. I also had to write my speech down. I also want to thank my family, my friends, my supporters, everyone that continues to just to believe in the work that we do with DCS TV. This award is just not for me. It represents every person that has stood beside me, that has served with me, then help the youth that has came to any event that I have given. If I call all volunteers, this award is for them. It's not for me. And I'm just so grateful for our community just for even recognizing the work that we do inside of the community. After losing my son Trey, I made a promise to turn the pain into purpose. Every life that we touch, every child that we encourage, every family that we help reminds me of why this work matters. I can't tell you the countless of times that I said, I'm tired. The countless of times that I've said, it's a lot, that I just want to just stop. And then I get a phone call or I get a text and it'll be a child or a parent or a grandparent that reminds me of the work that I do, the work that I have done is important to them, to their families, and to their children. And I say, okay, God, I guess I got to keep going. So I continue to do. Because I tell people often that service work is not for the weak. Service work is for people that are dedicated, and especially if I'm still working, trying to do other stuff inside the community, inside of my church, and still do all of this for other kids and families. So it does take that. So I'm grateful for everything that happens. So thank you, City of Baker, and everyone who has saw something worthy in me. And I accept this word with humility, love, and I continue to be a commitment to serve. Thank you.
Okay. I hear it. Will the Rotary Club of Baker please stand? The Rotary Club of Baker? And will the president come up? My name is Doris Alexander, and I'm the president of the Baker Interclub Council, along with Mr. Grimignon, who is the vice president. He does all of the cooking. So we are honoring the Rotary Club of Baker for their work that they've done in the Dolly Parton Imaginary Library. The Rotary Club of Baker, under the initiative of their mission of literacy, have picked up the ball, and I think we have about 400 and some students here now that's enrolled in the Dolly Parton Imaginary Library. Come on. Excuse me. So if everybody would come up here, the president wants you all up here. You know how she does us. She had me up in the kangaroo apartment last week. Come on. Thank you. All right. Get a picture. Come on, Miss Shirley. Come on, Tierney.
Yes, ma'am. Get in front.
I get in front. Okay. You get behind me? All right. All right. Oh, there you are.
Hey.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
What we look at? And Kathy.
And Kathy, come on. This is our incoming governor.
Assistant district governor.
No, don't you move. Okay. You go in to your right.
And no, we.
Also, if you're curious about learning more about the Rotary Club of Baker, please reach out to one of these Rotarians that you see so they can tell you more about Rotary. So the Dolly Parton Imagination Station is an initiative that was started by Dolly Parton to promote literacy and reading in the communities. So it's one of the pillars for growth, or a pillar for approaching and connecting with the community, is early literacy. So we decided to partner with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. You're going to see a QR code that looks like this that'll be at the door. If you know a child who's under the age of 5 years old, so from birth to 5 years old, you can scan this QR code, and they will send a free book to to that child once a month with that child's name on it. It will be addressed to that child. And they're going to send it to that child until that child becomes 5 years old. And the initiative is to increase literacy at home, to build your home library. So I'm really, really thankful to be a part of the Rotary Club of Baker, people who immediately reach out to jump on initiatives like this one and bring this resource to our community and for our students. So of course, our goal is to support Baker children for ages birth to 5 years old. However, Dolly Parton does support kids citywide and statewide. So please scan the QR code. If you live in Baker, it's going to ask you that, and you'll click that one, and that will be brought to you by the Rotarians of Baker. If you're someone who is not in Baker, they'll have other options for you to click so that you can see if you're also a recipient of this free library. Thank you all to the Interclub for nominating us and choosing us to be the Club of the Year. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dad. Also, on behalf of the Interclub Council, Rita, Miss Barbara, and Angel, will you come up? We got you a little gift working so hard today. They were over here early this morning putting up and assisting everybody and getting the tables together, and we really appreciate it. So we just want to give you a plant. And these plants are going to make you sleep well. Okay, and
Just grab one.
last year you left and we broke your plant. This is for you. Give it to you now before you discharge us, right? Okay. All right. There you go. You got something? All right. Yeah. She's ready. You want the picture?
Yeah, yeah. He wants
Oh, they want a
to-
picture. Somebody else down, Mama. Oh.
Angel.
All right. Thank you.
Also, you see the beautiful backdrop on the stage. If you want to get a picture tonight, please let us know at the end or line up on the wall and you can do that. And that is, what's the company name? Say it louder. Thank you.
So we're closing down now. I just wanted to echo what our police chiefs and mayor have said. You would not believe how simple the things that you could do to change people's lives are. I grew up hearing stories, people coming up to me and when they heard my name and saying, I was able to eat in college because your grandparents sent me $10 a month. $10 a month. And I can tell you tons and tons of stories like that, but the other one I want to share is the last 3 weeks of my father's life was in ICU. And when my husband and I finally got up there, the physician pulled us outside and he said, your father was my church leader when I was a teenage boy, which set me on the path that I'm now. So the last 3 weeks of my father's life, he was cared by somebody that he had taken care of as a teenager. So little things you do, come back and become great things. We sincerely appreciate your support, the fact that y'all got out on this very rainy day. Thank you for being here this evening. We have a special thank you to Kathy Tolliver, our head table guest, for her continued commitment to promoting nonviolence and justice throughout our parish. We are also grateful to Main Street for presenting the rosemary plants in support of mental health awareness. Thanks to the Baker Rotary Club for its literacy initiatives and continued support of the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library here in Baker. We'd also like to thank Mother Perpetual Help, Knights of Columbus, the Baker Fire Department, the Baker Police Department, the Mayor's Office, the Baker Chamber of Commerce, the Ladies Auxiliary, Mr. Grimion, and the Advocate. We thank each of you for your generosity, service, and the dedication to the Baker community. And at this time, we'll have a benediction delivered by Deacon Shelley.
Thank you. Before we pray together, and you can remain seated, of course, but I want to recognize the young people in the back that were so gracious in serving us from Baker High School. And also our wonderful food that was prepped by our kitchen staff, led by Mr. Grimion, the KCs, and Ladies Auxiliary from St. Isabel. Thank you all so much. And we'll ask you to please bow your heads, and we ask our Heavenly Father to bless us and to continue to bless us. And some here may say, well, I've never been blessed by the Lord. And if we just stop and think for a second that, hey, we're here, we're alive, we were born, we have a mother and a father. Maybe they passed on, maybe they left, but we started off with a mother and a father. And we were able to eat, we were able to have shelter, we were able to look at a flower and see how beautiful it is. So there are many blessings that we have each and every day that we forget. And because we forget, we may be tempted to try to take something, try to get something that's not ours to claim. And then it turns into a violent situation. And two of the people recognized here tonight were having programs against violence, specifically in our community. But as we reduce violence within our community, then we reduce violence in our state, and then we reduce violence in our nation, and then we reduce violence in the world. And it all becomes a part of your justice among us. And when we don't give justice, the opposite is we reap violence. And we don't give love, we reap violence. And we don't care for one another, we reap violence. So we asked you as individuals here to do our part of loving each other, giving justice to each other, and giving the dignity that each and every person we know and meet that they deserve as a human being. Then violence is reduced, violence is eliminated. The devil has less to deal with. So, dear Lord, thank you for the blessings that you've blessed us here today and the blessings you continue to bless us throughout our lives. We ask you to have a safe travel in this rainy weather, which we're thankful for. But give us safe passage back to our homes or back to where we're going to sleep tonight. And be with us in our thoughts so that we recognize who you are. And all these things we offer up to the Lord Jesus Christ in his holy name. Amen.
Amen.